One person in the UK that's very dangerous. What's his name? Dale. Now, Dale don't sound that intimidating. But when you find out all the shit that Dale did, you're going to be like, oh, shit. You're going to shake in your motherfucking boots. Don't believe me? Okay, just watch this video. Now, I don't really know what's in this video, so if I'm wrong, bro, I'm sorry.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Street Crime UK YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more content.
Alright, nigga, get to the shit.
Today, we will look at one of the most ruthless...
Oh shit! What the fuck is wrong with that nigga eye? This nigga, this, I told you, nigga, I'd be scared of this nigga just looking at this nigga, bro. I ain't gonna bap to you. I had to scoot back a little bit, bro. This nigga, bro, I see why people don't fuck with this nigga. I see it. Yeah, I told y'all.
Exists in the UK criminal underworld. A man who murdered 4 people. During his revenge attack, he took the lives of a dad, a son, and 2 female police constables.
Damn, he popping 12? He popping out on 12.
Dale Cregan was born on June 6, 1983.
Well, is the nigga just missing an eyebrow? Because at first I thought his eye was just like he had a black eyeball, but I don't think this nigga got an eyeball, bro. Does this nigga got an eyeball, bro? Is he missing an eyeball, bro? Is bro missing an eyeball?
To Paul Cregan and Anita.
Can someone let me know, bro?
Tameside General Hospital. His father was a tool setter. The middle of 3 siblings. He had an older brother and a younger sister. Eventually, his father would leave his wife to raise their 3 children.
I don't react
to
real big shit for real.
Who worked for the Greater Manchester Police. Mr. Cregan began dealing cannabis when he finished his schooling at Little Moss Secondary School and would eventually graduate to selling cocaine in his 20s. He would also get into regular fistfights with other local boys, including the nephews of David Short. He claimed to have lost his left eye in the fight in Thailand. However, the authorities believe it was lost during a fight with other gangsters in the UK. During examinations, police confirmed that it lacked any scarring that would come with being punched hard enough to break an eye socket. His distinctive look would be what helped identify him after his first 2 murders of a father and...
Yeah, bro, yeah. Most definitely identified the nigga that got the missing eyeball for sure. Folks says look like he on bullshit. He look like he dangerous. They can make an evil villain movie about him. Just because he got the eyeball.
While his official occupation was plasterer, Mr. Cregan was raking in upwards of £20,000 a week as a cocaine dealer and one of the local top dogs in the
industry. Doing that shit.
He was spending lavish vacations in Asia and around Europe.
I might see. I'm gonna see if it's not a mainstream page. If it's a mainstream page,
he drove a Mercedes 4x4 ML and would make almost 200 calls a day related to drug stealing. He would amass a collection of 10 guns, including a submachine gun. Mr. Cregan would also have a son with Georgia Merriman at the age of 24. They lived in a flat in Droylsden, less than a mile away from David Short's home.
Damn, just as much trash as America. How dare you speak down on America like that? We is the best country to ever fucking exist in the ever world. Y'all gonna be like, yeah, this nigga dumb.
It started with an associate of Mr. Cregan punching David Short. The Atkinsons and the Shorts had been rival local families after Leon Atkinson decked David Short because the man had been glaring at him. From there, spats and sword fights broke out between the 2 families.
Niggas tweaking, bro, over a look.
The back and forth continued and escalated to Leon's father having his knee blown off in a local pub. David Short had blamed the Atkinsons' right-hand man.
Bro, what's up with y'all niggas liking to blow niggas' kneecaps out? Like, my knee already hurt bad, bro. Like, my knee hurt bad, bro. I got bad knees, bro. Well, my right knee is really fucked up, bro. Like, I can't imagine just getting my kneecap blowed off. Like, the pain that I'm going through with my knee, bro, is bad. Kneecap pain, bro, that shit the worst. And y'all niggas over here, y'all actually kind of diabolical now that I think about it, bro. Because knee pain is very bad. You really want to fuck up a nigga life, bro. Y'all fucked up, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Mr. Cregan for an attack on him when he was riding his bike and had a knife pulled on him. The 2 families reached an uneasy truce in 2008 when the 2 heads of the family shook hands and attempted to ease the rising tensions, but it would all fall apart only 4 years later. Teresa Atkinson had been at a pub when she got into a row with a member of the Short family, who slapped her. Promising to get her boys together for revenge, she called her son Leon Atkinson, who then contacted Mr. Cregan, starting a domino effect that would have deadly repercussions.
Bro, I ain't gonna cap to you, bro. I feel like these females be very kind of like inconsiderate on certain situations. Cause it's like, if you know real killers that's gonna crash out behind you, bro, you shouldn't like, get them involved in certain situations. Well, not the real killers, bro. Get the motherfuckers that because if you know motherfuckers gonna do the most, you potentially gonna have them throw away your life over a little situation. But that situation, someone smacking you, I understand that shit, bro. But females would literally get a nigga motherfucking pop just because he called her a bitch, literally, and then now the nigga in jail because he crashed out because the girl told him that someone called her a bitch.
12 days after Cregan was called, Mark Short, 23, the son of David Short, was out for a night drinking with his father and some friends at the Cotton Tree pub. They had been playing at a snooker table before the group of 3 men clad in all black burst in, brandishing guns. The men opened fire, peppering Short and his friends, and fled into the night, leaving Short's father and the stunned pub patrons to try and stabilize the young men. Mark Short would die that night. He
fled into the night like a fucking superhero.
And 3 of his friends were left in critical condition. The police had trouble at every turn while trying to find the killers. The pub had been a well-known spot for those who dabbled in illegal activities, and most of the witnesses, including David Short, refused to tell anything to the police. Even
Real
if no
street
one was
nigga.
speaking to the police, they were still
Street
speaking,
nigga activity.
and rumors flew around who the culprits were. Eventually, Dale Cregan was identified.
Bro, why do it look like I don't know, in some pictures I could tell he missing the eye, but in some pictures it looked like he just got a black eyeball. Is it just me or y'all could tell that he missing the eye in every picture?
Along with 2 of his associates, Luke Livesey and Damian Gorman, known
Like
as
this
Scarface.
picture looked like he got a black
Mr.
eyeball.
Cregan was arrested in June of 2012 at the airport after returning from a trip to Thailand. He would later be released on bail due to a lack of evidence and would disappear for 5 weeks. With Mr. Cregan on the prowl once again, the woes for the Short family weren't over yet. Despite the Greater Manchester Police issuing David Short 3 warnings that there was a threat to life and he needed to be careful, but it wasn't enough. On August 10th, only a couple of months after the murder of his son, David Short was unloading his car when Mr. Cregan and Anthony Wilkins, a friend of Mr. Cregan, jumped him, and he was chased by attackers into his house, where he was caught and beaten. A gun was pulled on him and he was shot, but that wasn't the end of it. To complete his revenge, the attacker threw a grenade into the room holding David Short, ensuring that there was no way he could make it out alive again.
Nah, bro. These niggas in the UK? These UK niggas? Y'all sure these UK niggas, bro? What the fuck, bro? A nigga threw a bomb up in the nigga house, bro? A grenade? These niggas tweaking, I ain't gonna lie to you.
It didn't take long for the police to connect Mr. Cregan to the scene of the crime. After the murder, he had been seen on CCTV chucking a grenade almost absently at a passing house, proving the man had access to explosives and hadn't been afraid to use them. He wouldn't be found for another 5 weeks. The use of
motherfuckers joke about using grenades and shit, bro, but this nigga, and it looked like he an evil villain for sure, bro. This nigga out here sliding on the ops using grenades and shit, bro. Like, folks definitely living up to the one eyeball name. His
explosives
legacy.
had the Greater Manchester Police rightfully on high alert, and they declared Cregan a threat to national security. Not only did his use of explosives make him dangerous to the general public, but the police identified over a staggering 100 individuals.
When you get your picture up like this, they got this nigga up like he motherfucking Joker or some shit on game, folks. He up there. He made it. He made it in the criminal world of crash outs.
Who were possibly at risk and needed protection. A reward was posted of £50,000, but with the Olympics in full swing on the television, it was hard for police to convince the news to run bulletins with Mr. Cregan's image. Even with the addition of a monetary reward for information that could help capture Mr. Cregan wasn't enough to gain useful information. It wasn't long before they received reports of friends of Mr. Cregan ripping down the reward posters and threatening those who may have shared information with the police. With the double homicide of father and son, it wasn't hard to keep people hushed. It turned out that the police wouldn't have to wait for witnesses to come forward. Mr. Cregan was already putting his plan into motion and would double his body count.
Folks still slide.
On September 18, 2012, police dispatch received a call from 30 Abbey Gardens in Mottram. It seemed routine. The caller claimed that a rowdy teenager had thrown a slab of concrete through the man's back window, and he wanted officers to come and check it out in case the culprit was still in the neighbourhood. 2 constables, Nicola Hughes and Fiona Bone, were attached to a routine check.
They hiring anybody. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. These look like the least intimidating motherfuckers ever. And then I heard some places, the UK, the police can't carry guns. So I hope they not in a place where they can't carry guns. Because if they can't carry guns and they looking like this, they do not need to be in the police force, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
But what happened was anything but routine. The day before, Mr. Cregan had taken the family that resided at the address hostage. The family included the parents of a young daughter who were forced to bend to the man's whim. The father was even forced to go to work to prevent suspicions arising, under the promise that something terrible would happen to his daughter if he didn't. Later, the family would recall the bipolar nature of his behaviour and how he would shift rapidly between normal conversation and threats of murder. He even forced them to cut his hair and trim his beard for the impending arrest. PC's Hughes and Bone went to the door at 30 Abbey Gardens and knocked. When the door opened, Dale Cregan had been ready and waiting with his gun.
Had a Glock with
he
a
fired
30?
32 shots at Hughes and Bone, with at least 8 bullets hitting each target. 3 went into PC Fiona Bone's head, who had attempted to deploy her taser when she realised what was happening.
She attempted to deploy her taser when a nigga with one eyeball up a Glock with a 30. Oh yeah, you gotta be a certain type of dumb to be a police officer in the United Kingdom. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like, who the fuck do y'all think y'all are? Bro, what the fuck do they tell y'all niggas to make y'all feel this comfortable to be walking around like this with tasers? Like what the fuck do these niggas really tell y'all niggas? Cause I wanna know. Cause I don't know. Like, bro, it's a difference if y'all gang members didn't have guns. But obviously, the niggas that's committing the crimes, they got guns. So what the fuck y'all finna do with a fucking taser? I'm not even calling the police, bro, if I'm in the UK, bro. You ain't gonna cap to you, nigga. It's up to y'all. It's up to y'all, niggas. If a nigga slided on y'all with the goods, bro, you better try to save yourself. Because if you call the police just gonna be a victim right along with you. They can't help you. They gonna up that taser and get fucked up. Try to hit a nigga with a baton or whatever the fuck that shit called. Get their ass Swiss cheese.
When he was finished shooting, Mr. Cregan threw out his signature, a military-grade grenade.
Nah, bro, this nigga is a villain, bro. He caught too many. He unalived 12. He's a menace.
Which landed next to them on the sidewalk. Fiona Bone was pronounced dead at the scene, while Nicola Hughes would be rushed to the hospital and would later succumb to her wounds. After the shocking murder, there were still more surprises. An hour after committing the double homicide, Mr. Cregan turned himself in. He drove himself to the nearest police station and announced himself, where he was quickly arrested.
It's 2 different types of police. Okay, but what if they sent the police that don't got the gun? What if the closest police that's around is the niggas that don't got the gun? And the police that got the gun is motherfucking far. Then what the fuck you gonna do, bro? With 2 different, all police is not gonna be around in the area. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. So sometimes the niggas without no guns gonna be closer. Them niggas might get to you first. They gonna get their ass fucked up, bro, trying to save you, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Y'all the reason why the police get fucked up, bro, because y'all want to call the police knowing they gonna get fucked up by these niggas, bro. Y'all basically the police at this point, bro. Y'all could do as much damage as the police could do. I ain't gonna lie to you.
However, panic.
Y'all could damn near do more damage. I ain't go back.
Was this another trick? Did he have explosives on him again? Was his car rigged to explode as soon as another unsuspecting officer went to do their jobs? There was a small breath of relief when none of their worst fears came to fruition. When Mr. Cregan was questioned on why he had murdered the 2 policewomen seemingly out of the blue, his answer was just as disturbing. He simply said revenge. While Cregan had been on the run, the police had been...
I don't react to videos just because it got a lot of views. Honestly, I really avoid videos that got a lot of views, bro, because those niggas be the ones that be copyright striking niggas.
And harassing his family in an effort to find him. The man had needed some sort of retribution before turning himself in. The case garnered national news coverage, with the then Prime Minister David Cameron commenting that it was despicable and an act of pure evil. Nothing was held back when it came to ensuring that Mr. Cregan wouldn't slip away. Armed guards were posted on rooftops and at every entrance, and scaffolding was erected for guards to stand on. His false eye was taken out and his eye socket was inspected twice daily to ensure that he hadn't been hiding anything in it. Over £5 million
How does
would
something
be
in the
spent
eye
on
socket is
security
wild.
detail to ensure the police killer wouldn't be able to escape custody. Around 120 Lancashire constabulary officers were deployed daily, and even a helicopter would follow the convoy between Manchester Prison and Preston Crown Court.
Court case. Yeah, he going down, bro. He going down, bro.
The trial began on the 4th of February 2013 and would paint a gruesome picture. David Short, the father of Mark Short, had publicly denounced the killers as cowards, but quietly he had been doing some threatening of his own. He promised to kidnap, torture, rape, and burn Mr. Cregan's 4-year-old son for revenge.
Whoa, 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 whoa. You see, doing this to a 4-year-old is already diabolical, right? But then you say you're gonna do the R to a 4-year-old boy? Lock him up. Folks need to stay in jail. He don't never let him out. He not in jail? Is this the nigga? No. He need to go to jail, bro. No.
It haunted Mr. Cregan. He said, "I couldn't get him out of my head anymore. I thought maybe if I kill him I can get some rest. The night that I shot David Short, I had the best sleep of my life." Mr. Cregan took the threats very seriously, as most people would, and fearing retaliatory attacks, sought to extinguish a target on the family he cared about so much. What also shocked the public and prosecution was the apparent blasé attitude Mr. Cregan took on regarding the impending murders and surrendering himself. The night before the murders of Constables Fiona Bowen and Nicola Hughes, he drank alcohol and smoked cigars while looking himself up in the news. He boasted that the £50,000 reward was rare, like taking joy in the police's increasingly frantic search to find him. The judge inferred that Mr. Cregan had been able to see the two police constables had been unarmed as they approached, and had still decided to act on his bloodthirsty need for revenge. The judge went on to say, "You acted with a premeditated savagery. You drew those two officers into a calculated trip for the sole purpose of murdering them in cold blood." Throughout the trial, Mr. Cregan would eventually admit to the 4 murders.
UK the type of motherfuckers to be like, okay, you're gonna get 35 years in prison for all this.
And 3 attempted murders, the friends of Mark Short who had been shot in the Cotton Tree pub, along with admitting to the earlier grenade tossed into someone's front garden. Yet he would still attempt to plead not guilty to the charges, which was resoundingly rejected by the court. For the murder of 4 people, Mr. Cregan was sentenced to a whole life sentence without the possibility of release. 9 other people were also on trial for charges related to the deaths of the Shorts, but only 5 were charged. When the verdicts were returned, Mr.
Okay, they gave him life in prison. I'd be like, bro, UK is too diabolical if they don't give this nigga life in prison. This nigga throwing grenades and shit.
Cregan smiled and shook hands with the other defendants. Mr. Cregan is still in jail today, where he will likely be until the end of his life. He's refused to fade quietly away into obscurity and launched a hunger strike in 2013 in an effort to be moved from HMP Full Sutton to Manchester so he could be nearer to his family. He was relocated to Ashworth Hospital, where he stayed for 4 years and boasted about the amenities he had access to, such as a snooker and tennis table, and eventually found his way back to Strangeways Prison, formerly HMP Manchester. No matter where he ends up, Dale Cregan isn't being released.
Yeah, folks, he a menace. He's a menace. We gotta clap it up for folks that recommended this video, bro. I didn't hear about none of the same shit, bro. And this was actually some different shit, bro. Like, it wasn't no normal ass street shit, bro. On gang, bro. This nigga is real life on some evil villain ass shit, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, folks. It's really like that for sure, bro. I was forgetting that we was in the UK listening to this motherfucker. We in the UK? He turned the bro. He acting like it's not the UK. He acting like it's not the UK on game. Folks says is using bombs and Glocks with 30s, bro. He is not fucking around with y'all niggas on game. If you watch this shit all the way through, I know your ass fucking with another motherfucking video. So go ahead and go watch another motherfucking video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you never miss out on any content like